Nigga look
Hey,
like he
look.
fell into an oil slick.
Okay. All right, we. I'm glad they ain't catch the beginning of that.
Oh, I went. Yeah, it caught the ass into that stadium. Go ahead, roll
Yeah,
on credits.
ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Farrah Bazaar,
And I'm your co-host Andre Scott.
and you are now tuned into the No Filter Talk Show. Yeah, I already know what it is. It's your boy Farrah Bazaar. So Dre,
Yep.
you had a day off today. How was your day?
Yes. I cleaned my house from top to bottom. I prepped a couple of
Dirty.
dinners in advance.
So you got a dirty ass house. You had clean
Nah,
top to
man, it's just
bottom.
dusty. I got a dog and he sheds and shit. So I
Mhm.
clean the house top to bottom and prep some meals because I be too tired and want to fucking cook.
Okay.
And I went out and bought some alcohol in advance for the weekend when I have time to get fucked up.
So you actually ran out of alcohol.
Nigga, I don't have it. Okay, yeah, I did run out of alcohol. I ran
How did
my
you
wine.
run out of alcohol?
My wine rack is empty. All my whiskey is gone. Only thing I had left was tequila, and that's some last minute shit. That's not no sit around and just have a glass of tequila for the fuck of it.
Okay. Uh, ladies and gentlemen, y'all see what it is. Y'all read the title. Y'all read the description. Um,
Yes,
Tonight we're gonna talk
serious
about
subject.
something that I feel is important. We're going to talk about the fact that a lot of black folks in the black community, when they pass away, they end up leaving their children with absolutely nothing,
Nothing.
nothing whatsoever. So I feel, let me go in real quick. I feel that it is the parent's responsibility to make sure that they are not a burden on their children when they pass away. It seems like I'm not saying that this is all black folks, but it is the majority of us. And I noticed that when other races of people handle this issue, they're more prepared than us black folks. Uh, Trust me, I see it all the time. I do I do a lot of work for, white folks because that's where the money's at. Yeah, yeah, it's just is what it is.
Unfortunately.
White folks pay better than y'all. Uh,
Wow. Wow.
sorry, shit. Like, niggas always trying to lowball me, man. Like seriously, like I'm like I do the best work, but anyway,
I'm not saying you're wrong.
what 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 are you saying then?
I'm just not saying you're wrong. Just let's leave it at that. Stop poking the fucking bear. I'm agreeing with you by not agreeing with you. Continue, sir.
Cool. Dre agrees with me. But I mean, seriously though, it's like the children are always left with, the children are always the burden bearers of the financial, like funerals. Like the funeral services and whatnot. It's always left on the kids. Like I feel that black parents need to put themselves in better positions to uh well, I mean, but when I'm thinking about it, I'm like, okay, all of these black folks that be going to church. Okay, church does nothing but prepare you for death. So how how do y'all not got any life insurance? Like seriously, I
I
don't.
mean, because it prepares for death in
Yeah, well, I mean,
mental
but if
and
church,
spiritual
if
sense.
church prepares you for death, how you ain't got no life insurance?
I mean, if you want to really
Like
lay it
seriously,
out, the church could take the opportunity to talk to the congregation about preparing for what's life going to be like after you leave the earth. Your family, what they have to do, taking care of shit. Instead of like, oh, let's get your immortal soul right, but let's not figure out how we can help you as your spiritual leader in the community get set for the process of passing you on to 6 feet under. I don't know of any churches, and somebody correct me if I'm wrong, talking about life insurance, funeral arrangements, things like that. Only time I know of when the church talks about funeral arrangements is because there's a local funeral home that's got someone working in the funeral home that's part of the church's congregation, spiritual leadership, and they have a stake in making a damn buck and keeping the bottom line looking good. So they talk to the congregation about Sister Maybelline over there, who's 87, and she's coughing just a little too hard. So, hey, Deacon, why don't you go holler at her family?
I'm just saying. But
I'm saying that is something I've seen.
We all know that most black parents pass down nothing but grief. I'm sorry. Most black parents pass down nothing but grief to their children. And to be honest, most black parents become financially dependent on their children when they get older because a lot of them don't got their shit together. That's just the truth of the matter.
I mean, they should at least have their medical shit together. Because I mean, all jokes aside,
Dre, let me ask you a question though. Let me ask you a serious question.
Okay.
Is it fair that the children have to be the financial burden bearers for their parents?
I mean, yeah. I mean, think about it like this. We've discussed on this show a lot about how other cultures are in a familial sense when it comes to family and doing the right things for family, how the children step up and take in the mother and the father, or the mother or the father in their twilight years to live with them. Because why the fuck not? This person decided to keep your ass and feed and clothe you to the point of
okay. Let me ask you this then. Let's say your father just totally pissed his fucking life away.
Can we use my mother? Because I'm just going that's not going to work. Saying my father.
Why? Okay.
Oh, because I mean, my father, he's going to a fucking nursing home, the cheapest one I can find. Out of state.
Say that again.
My father's going to the cheapest nursing home I can find, out of state.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, damn it. Wow. Okay. All right. Well, your mother. All right. Okay. Well, if your mother or if either one of your parents totally pissed their motherfucking life away and had every opportunity in the world to be successful, and then all of a sudden they get older and they start to become financially dependent on you, would you still help them out?
That's tough because as much as I'm an asshole, I got a healthy mindset mentality, now about best foot forward. I mean, oh yeah, please believe I would step the fuck up and help as much as I was able to or felt comfortable doing to, help them, in their twilight years and ease them onto their passage to the upper room. But I'm damn sure not going to be the motherfucking goose that laid the golden eggs for them. And I will constantly remind them that they shit the bed on having sustainable income at that late in life. I would remind them of that shit all the time.
So you can rub it in their face the whole time that you take care of them?
Yeah, as much as it's been rubbed in my face about how I keep fucking up and shit in the bed through my life and everything. And the only difference is I'm going to do it.
Now I'm talking about, yeah, look at you. Yeah. Now
all I'm saying is, worst case scenario, All I'm saying is, worst
Now
case
you need
scenario,
me. No, just
I wouldn't make it fucking easy. I wouldn't make it easy, but I would do it. Or at the very least, I will put in the effort and the energy to help get them comfortable and they
but
could
that
take care of themselves.
but that means you're putting your life on hold. I mean,
I
you're
mean,
gonna put
not really.
your
If
life
they're
on
that fucking
hold.
old, it don't take much. You just need to
You're
make
gonna put
sure that their Medicare and Medicaid is taken care of, help them consolidate some debt, look and find some money saved up and put off to the side, and see if they qualify for a goddamn assisted living professional to come in and take care of them. And all I gotta do is pop up periodically to make sure they're okay. But in the
that's a
real
hard
world situation,
that's a hard situation to be in, to be
it
honest.
is a hard situation to be in.
That
And the
that
hardest part about it is there are people out there that want to step up and take care and help their parents who didn't fuck up their lives, but they're not able to because they themselves are not financially strong to
financially,
support
yeah.
and
Yep.
take care. Yeah, they want to, but they can't because they're like, shit, I'm gonna fuck myself up even more trying to be a good child to mom and dad. But at the same time, I can't say no because
Because it's your mom and
they
dad.
need me. Yeah, it's my mom and dad. So
Yeah,
that
but
just goes all the way back around to, like you said, proper planning in life. Health
yeah,
insurance,
yeah,
life insurance.
yeah.
You know,
The problem is a lot of black folks don't seem to take their future seriously until it's too late. And that's
and
just the
I think it's
bottom
a
line.
generational thing.
And then you have black parents out here who are actually preying on the success of their child in hopes that they'll make it so that
Yep.
their child will be able to take care of them. You know,
You,
that's
you know,
to me though, that's ass backwards. That's not how it's supposed to be. I would never want to be a burden on any of my kids. Like, okay, I I would want to have it that I would want to make sure that I am financially stable to the point where number one, they don't have to kick out no money for me. I mean, if I get old and feeble to the point where, where I can't, my knees go out or some shit like that, you know what I'm saying? I need help walking up, you know what I'm saying? Then by all means, yes, you're supposed to help your parent in that situation, of course. But, for the parents out here who basically piss their life away. I mean, me personally, no, I don't think I could do it. I don't.
you
I
remember when
mean,
we were
and to
talking
some
about
people that might sound cruel. Like I'm like, look, especially and then especially when you have kids yourself. Like when you got 3 or 4 kids, like like how can it's a hard situation. Then
you
again,
remember when we were talking about earlier today, right?
I'm not gonna say that I wouldn't, but I don't know how much I would do, to be honest. I don't know how much I would do because it's not supposed to be like that.
That's
The
what
parents are
when we was talking about this
parents are
topic
supposed to
yesterday.
make sure that, you know, their kids don't have to come out of pocket for anything when they pass away. You wanna pass down like, we have where is the we have no generational wealth being passed down. Like, where is the generational wealth being passed down through black folks? Like, we have to start somewhere.
It's the legacy talk. That's the
Being passed
legacy talk.
down nothing but but bills. Straight up.
That's the legacy talk. When we was talking about this yesterday, I pointed out that at certain points in the history of black people, worrying about the end was not on their mind in terms of everyday thinking. At one point, everything was about at the moment in the next day. Staying alive, shelter, protecting your
Mhm.
family. That was the best case scenario. That's the best way I can wrap up a particular when segregation was still going on roll it back to the point of freeing the slaves, and up to what, the fucking late 60s, early 70s, there were like 3 to 4 different levels of generations where it was just like living in the moment, surviving to the next goddamn day. No one thought about how much it's going to cost to bury someone, how much it's going to cost to do that. And also at that time, a lot of people, when they died, it didn't cost much because the local undertaker in black small townships and villages, it was a black undertaker, and it was a part of the church and establishment and shit. And you generally just got put in a box that a family member built, and you were buried on family land. So there wasn't a extenuating cost of funeral arrangements and shit. It was small town, very close knit community. Cousin of a cousin threw together a nice box. Y'all got together, buried you on the land of the family or land of the church.
Yeah, a nice box.
I mean, it's craftsmanship. I mean, I've been to a couple Black history museums down south and southwest and shit, and a lot of the stuff that was created by these people was amazing. They had to learn on the spot because where the fuck were they going to get the know-how other than learning on their own? Couldn't go to schools because black people weren't allowed to go to schools now. But anyway, got off subject. Just keep moving forward through time. That same mentality, what is no longer as severe, but it was still there. Nobody wasn't worried about fucking funeral. They're worried about, let's call it the good time syndrome, keeping their head above water, not having a rent man at the door. They worried about food, keeping the kids clothed and shoes, and sending them to school. And then as the time moved on, it became less of a worry about day to day in a larger sense. I don't know about individually, in a larger sense, to the point where now motherfuckers, everything's at their fingertips. They don't concern themselves with the end because they're not really concerned themselves with the fucking now. So when the end does happen, it's all like, oh my God, what is going on and all this other shit. When it was never really ingrained or talked about in the black community on a large scale. They just talked about surviving now, getting to the next goddamn day, or the best statement that you hear from a lot of motherfuckers. Well, we got to make it to the next paycheck.
Well, creating generational wealth is an important subject.
It's legacy. It's and everyone assumes when you talk about generational wealth and legacy and all this other shit that you're exclusively talking about money. Whereas generational wealth could be, you want to pass on some land or something, or you want to provide college, a means of going to college to someone, or legacy of, what, the family is strong now. I'm passing over the reins and the means and the motives to keep the family strong to you. It's not always monetary. It's not a monetary thing.
In other words, we need more to pass down than a barbershop or a beauty salon.
But the most important thing is to talk about this shit. Life insurance, health insurance.
Life insurance is very important. But see, but hold on now, Dre. But see, this is a thing with life insurance. Let me talk about the fellas real quick. I've been denied life insurance quite a few times because I got a felony. Like straight up, like they're not going to tell you that. Like straight up, they're not going to tell you that this is the reason why we denied you. But I already know that's what it is because I was talking to the insurance lady on the phone, and we were going through everything. She was asking me all the normal questions, yada 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 yada, blase blase blase. Then she came to the question. She said, "Have you been convicted of any felonies, etc., etc., in the last past such and such years and this and that, or are you on probation, this and that, yada 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 yada?" And when I told her, "Yeah, I've been convicted of a felony," she was like, "Oh, okay. hold on. And she put me on hold. And I was on hold for maybe like 3 or 4 minutes, and then she came back and she just continued to ask me the rest of the questions. And then they sent me the letter in the mail saying that they denied me, and they didn't even give no specific reason. So I already knew that that's what it was. I got denied auto insurance one time too because I was a fucking felon. You know what I'm saying? That's just another way of them trying to, keep
Yeah,
us out of the loop. But uh yeah. So for some men out there, it's actually hard for us to get life insurance if you have a felony. So fellas, I'm telling y'all, if you ain't got you don't stay away from the felonies, goddamn it. Misdemeanors only. Nah, you don't want none of them neither. And for
or
the
if you want to
female
hear the fucked up,
and
or
for
if
the
you want to hear,
and for the female side of it, being as though over 75% of black households is the female raising the kids by herself, um, a lot of these black females, a lot of these single mothers for real can't even afford life insurance.
no,
They got state health insurance, saying state medical health insurance and whatnot, but they can't afford life insurance. So a lot of times when they do die, that is a reason why a lot of the financial burden falls on the kids because the mother's like she's living check to check, so of course it's going to be hard for any extra money that she gets to go towards. I mean, and life insurance is what I mean. Shit, uh,
depends on
yeah,
it
I guess
depends on
that
what
all
way
depends
you
on who you
get.
go through, but I definitely know that there are women out there who can't even afford life insurance, but
And the
man,
life insurance shit is so
life insurance
overpacked with
is extremely important, man.
but it's so overpacked with unnecessary shit. I mean, a motherfucking insurance company would make a killing if they just did a fucking funeral packet. Like, hey, for this much a fucking month, paid on this damn policy, we will put money aside to pay for a funeral at a reasonable price. But then you gotta jump into the fact that fucking funeral
They
homes are
they
price
have
gouging the shit out of
they
people.
have it so it's steps. It's like, okay, when you get to a certain amount, okay, first they start you off with a styrofoam casket,
It,
and then as
it's
you pay more money,
insane.
you work your way up to hard plastic.
They want you to spend $15,000 on some shit that you can't enjoy. Look,
Yeah.
I want my family to be able to grieve in
What
style,
you want to
but I'd be
DJ? What you want to
goddamn if
DJ and
I
shit?
want to drop.
You want to DJ at your funeral?
I mean, I want my family to grieve in style. I don't want them to be off
This
like in a
nigga said
small part
they
of the
want you to
funeral
pay
home.
$15,000 and you can't enjoy it. How are you supposed to enjoy a
It's my,
funeral?
it's essentially my last party, and I can't be aware of there to enjoy the fucking party. I damn sure ain't gonna be able to get the fucking repast. I know my aunt gonna make some goddamn deviled eggs at my repast and shit.
Fifteen
I
thousand
can't get
dollars
none of it. I'm
and
dead. I'm not spending.
fifteen thousand dollars to be sad.
I'm not putting all that money off to the side just for everyone to be sitting around dressed and uncomfortable and upset. And I'm in a goddamn box that's more expensive than half the niggas' cars in the fucking parking lot at my funeral. Fuck that. You better build me a giant ass bonfire,
And just
rotisserize me,
cremate
scoop me
your
the
ass,
fuck up, and scatter my ashes at all my favorite bars and strip clubs and call it a day.
bruh.
This is ridiculous. It's a
I
stacked
really don't
fucking
think
thing.
I don't think you have enough ashes to spread to all the bars.
You know what?
You
Fuck
don't
you. I knew you was gonna say that. I felt it coming. But like I said, it's a
you
stack
know,
game. You know this. I know this. A lot of people that are watching this and may watch this know life insurance and funeral costs are stacked against people, primarily black people. This is a fucked up situation, especially if you are a fucking funeral home owner in a black community and you got the nerve to get your fat cat asses up and tell a grieving mom to bury her son, she gonna need at least put down $8,000 to make sure the whole that particular
I mean,
slot on the calendar.
he got to get his bread, man. I mean, at the end of the day, it's still a business. You know,
It is
bills
still a business,
bills got to be
but
paid.
it's an unfair practice of a
that shit,
business.
you
It's
know,
an unfair practice.
I heard
It don't
embalming
cost
fluid
them-
high as hell nowadays. Everything that went up. Nah, I don't know nothing about that.
It's ridiculous. All they got to do, I mean, you could make a fortune opening up a funeral home that caters to the basic needs of what it costs to set up a grieving stage for family. You don't need all the fancy shit. And you can be honest and tell them, like, look, I got standard caskets, or I can save you some money, and I can fire up this goddamn crematorium that gets up to 2,800 degrees and shake and bake the hell out your loved one and put them in a nice little jar for $4,000, some wonderful flowers, and a goddamn window screensaver white.
We can start a drive-through funeral service.
They have them in Vegas.
What?
Yeah, they have them in Vegas.
Drive-through funeral services?
And I do believe I read an article about a drive-through. It's not so much a drive-through.
Are you fucking serious? Because I seriously just made that shit up. Like,
no,
I am not fronting.
The funeral home. It was in Haiti.
Like
a funeral home. I remember reading the story. A funeral home in Haiti set up the casket and everything because it turned into this trend where people didn't want to be buried, for their viewing in the casket. They wanted to be posed like sitting in their favorite chair on a motorcycle, shit like that. This particular individual was set up, but he was so popular. They just kind of made a little drive-through thing where at the funeral home they set up, people drove by and viewed him because it was so many people that came to mourn his passing. But if you just open up a crematorium, you'll make a shitload of money.
Dumbest shit I ever heard in my life.
But you know how much it costs to cremate someone?
You're talking about a drive-through. You said what?
You know how much it costs to cremate somebody?
Shit, it won't cost me nothing. I take their ass and put them in. I got a burn barrel out back. Put them in that motherfucker. Pour some kerosene on them. Damn, I said kerosene. Well, I mean, you know I'm from the country.
You're gonna need a little bit more. You're gonna need a little bit more than kerosene. I mean, you're gonna need to get that fire blown up to almost 3,000 degrees because bones bake, and then brittle break around 1,600, but to get them to actually ash all the way out, it's gonna be over 2,000.
You know what? That's crazy that you done burnt somebody the fuck up before. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we're almost out of time. But before we leave, Andre Scott has what we call the 30-second rant.
We gotta get a better name for that shit, though.
Yeah. I mean, that's all I got right now. Matter of fact, let me hype you up.
Let's call what it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we have Andre Scott with tonight's 30-second rant.
It's getting motherfucking cold outside. Please, ladies, do not wander around, keep saying the same shit. I'm cold, I'm cold. You're wandering around like it's still hot girl summer and not big girl winter. Put a goddamn coat on. Put some motherfucking shoes on. No more open toed. Be warm. Don't come around me looking shivery and cold and look me dead in my eyes and say, are you cold too? No, bitch, I'm wearing a hoodie and sweatpants. I am more than fine. It's getting cold. Dress like a motherfucking adult.
Cool.
That's it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. The 30-second rant. Yes, we will be coming up with a better name for that shit.
I'm thinking this. Let's just call it old man moments.
Old man moments.
We're about to have old niggas on.
We're about to have an OMM. That abbreviation is hard to say. But ladies and gentlemen, the moral to the story tonight. Let me switch back here. Get back over here. God damn it. The moral to the story tonight, ladies and gentlemen, is get some fucking life insurance. Don't be a burden on your fucking kids. It is not I mean, it's their responsibility to help you out when you get old. Yes, but I don't feel it's their job to financially take care of your ass. Get your shit in order, because that way, maybe we can start a snowball effect of, building
Exactly. Start
some
doing
wealth.
shit
You know what
right.
I'm saying? Because
And
when you
people
die and
catch
leave your
up.
and leave your kids with bills and shit to pay, like they're in the hole. So
I ain't really so much focused on the fucking, the legacy and the bills. My thing is at least buy a policy that can take care of your funeral costs. Don't have your children losing their mind
yeah,
about losing mom or dad, but also stress the fuck out because
yes,
they don't know how they're gonna bury you. Because
yeah,
one of them funeral homes down
or
in Salisbury will overcharge you. Y'all
or
know who I'm talking.
or I'm gonna need $100 a month to put away for me. Look, be you might have to be the insurance company. You know what I'm saying? Be like, look, pops, if you will stay here, I'm gonna need $100 a month to put away for your burial services. Like straight
Look,
up.
you ain't got to be put in a fancy box. You can
Uh,
spend $4,000 and get burnt the fuck up, and all your
man,
kids can get a little commemorative jar of your ashes to put in their house so you can haunt the shit out of them
man,
for the remainder of their days
put a motherfucker in a cardboard cooler.
and tape it
Styrofoam.
up. You gotta tape it up so it don't open up and the ashes get everywhere and shit. You don't want the cat getting there taking a shit in
Taking that
granddad's ashes
shit.
and everything.
Hell yeah. Okay. But there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully y'all got something out of this. If not, we don't really give a damn.
We tried.
Because our shit is together.
Oh yes, I
We
have
got
an
our
insurance
shit together.
life.
We're
I
good.
got a life insurance policy, and I'm a veteran, so I'm gonna get buried. I'm a
You guys
veteran, so
are
I'm
the
gonna
ones
get
that
buried at cost.
up in life, not us.
Not us.
Oh, we're on our way. You
I mean, I'm
motherfuckers
getting
are
cremated, so I
failing.
mean,
Fail.
Epic fail.
or you can join the military and get free burial insurance.
Yes. Losers. Anyway. That was ignorant.
Nah, I thought you were gonna play the other one.
Make sure y'all tune in here next Wednesday night.
Yes.
9 o'clock. Tune in No Filter Talk Show Live. We will be here to talk some shit. Of course, next week it will be back to the ignorance. We try to,
Even it out.
teeter back and forth between ignorance, education, ignorance, 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 education.
Next week's topic is gonna be: you won't get the COVID shot, but you will eat strange booty that you just met at the bar.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shit that makes you say, huh.
Oh, and we're also going to talk about if your best friend's boyfriend or girlfriend try to give you some, take it. Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen. That's.
I thought my shit was bad.
That's our show for tonight. Y'all stay tuned. We stay talking shit. It's your boy Pharaoh Zard.
Cole Sanders Scott. # eating booty this winter.
Peace.